On the evening of March 5, 2026, the peaceful hills of Karbi Anglong district in Assam were shattered by a deafening explosion. Eyewitnesses described a fighter jet suddenly plummeting from the sky, followed by a blinding fireball and towering plumes of thick black smoke that could be seen for kilometers. Debris rained down, igniting a forest fire that engulfed nearly a bigha of dense jungle terrain. This was not a training exercise gone wrong in silence. It was the catastrophic crash of an Indian Air Force Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, one of the most advanced and battle-proven fighter jets in India's arsenal. This tragedy claimed the lives of two brave officers and left the nation mourning. Locals in Nilip and Chokila areas later told reporters, "We heard a loud noise like thunder, then an explosion. We saw the plane coming down straight into the hills." Let's in fact listen in.
एयरफोर्स पूरा आदमी इधर आ गया है और इधर अभी सीएसपी आया हुआ है। अभी पूरा इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रहा है इधर अभी से, लेकिन अभी तक मतलब सबूत तो मिल चुका है। रेस्क्यू पूरा चल रहा है अभी। पूरा इधर आप देख सकते हैं, पूरा गाड़ी इधर आ चुका है, इसीलिए पूरा अभी पूरा चल रहा है। और कल रात 7 PM रात को दुर्घटना हुआ है। पूरा या जेट फाइटर इधर आके पूरा इधर से पूरा मतलब क्रैश हो गया। तो पूरा आदमी इधर से पूरा जमा होके पूरा उधर जाके कितना 4 घंटा लग गया उधर जाने के लिए। वहाँ पे अभी फोर्स लोग जा चुका है अभी पूरा।
Hello and welcome to this extended deep dive with me Shivani Singh into one of the Indian Air Force's most recent losses. Just yesterday, on March 5th, 2026, the IAF confirmed the crash of a Su-30 MKI during a routine training mission out of Jorhat Air Base in eastern Assam. But before we dive into the sequence, let's understand the aircraft itself. The Sukhoi Su-30 MKI is a two-seater, twin-engine, multi-role fighter developed by Russia's Sukhoi Design Bureau and license-built by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited in India. With over 260 aircraft in service, it forms the backbone of the IAF's strike and air superiority fleet. Powered by two Saturn AL-31FP engines with thrust vectoring, it can pull off incredible maneuvers at high angles of attack. It boasts a combat radius exceeding 1,500 kilometers, advanced radar, and the ability to carry massive weapons load, from BrahMos missiles to air-to-air R-77s. Assembled in Nasik and upgraded continuously, the MKI variant is tailored specifically for Indian requirements. It has seen combat in exercises like Red Flag and real operations along our borders. Yet, like any other high-performance machine, it demands absolute precision from its crew, especially during training sorties like the one on March 5th. Now let's take a recap into the full sequence of events. The Su-30 MKI, operating from Jorhat Air Base and belonging to the 47th Squadron, took off on a routine training mission around 6:45 PM local time on March 5th. At approximately 7:42 PM, less than an hour into the sortie, the aircraft suddenly vanished from the radar contact with ground control. No distress call or mayday was reported. Air traffic controllers immediately declared it overdue and activated search and rescue protocols. Helicopters and ground teams were scrambled into the night. The wreckage was located roughly 60 kilometers southeast of Jorhat in extremely challenging terrain. The impact created a fireball and started a localized forest fire. Rescue teams faced difficult access due to the night, hills and dense jungle, but confirmation came within hours. The aircraft was destroyed and both pilots had sustained fatal injuries. A full court of inquiry has been ordered by the IAF to determine the cause, whether technical failure, environmental factors or something else. No preliminary findings have been released yet, and the investigation is expected to take weeks. Now let us remember the two officers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Squadron leader Anuj was a highly experienced fighter with the 47th Squadron. Holding the rank of squadron leader, he carried significant responsibilities, mentoring younger pilots, leading operational missions, and upholding the highest standards of the Indian Air Force on the Su-30 MKI platform. His calm professionalism and leadership were well regarded by his peers. Flight Lieutenant Purvesh, Duragkar, just 28 years old, was a dedicated and rising star in the force. Originally posted at Tejpur Air Base but operating from Jorhat due to runway maintenance, Purvesh came from Nagpur, Maharashtra. His father, Ravindra Duragkar, a retired railway employee, described him as deeply committed to service. Just 10 days before the tragedy, Purvesh visited home for a joyful family get-together. The last phone conversation was on Wednesday, March 4th. The day before the crash. Let's in fact listen in.
तो देश के प्रति बहुत ज्यादा मैंने बहुत ज्यादा लगाव था उसको, और जो भी अभी घटनाएं चल रही है पूरी दुनिया में उसके ऊपर भी वो कभी कभी बातें करता था कि हम लोग जो फोर्स में काम कर रहे हैं तो ये फोर्स का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है वो वहाँ पे शामिल होने के बाद ही समझ में आता है। आम पब्लिक को उसके बारे में बहुत ज्यादा जानकारी नहीं है। हम लोग तो गॉसिप भी कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जो उसमें शामिल होता है फोर्स में और जो उसमें सर्विस दे रहा है समझ में आता है कि इंडियन जो मिलिट्री है, एयरफोर्स, नेवी, तीनों डिफेंस फोर्सेस और पैरा फोर्सेस बहुत ज्यादा एफर्ट देते हैं और उसमें बहुत ज्यादा लगाव था उसको। आसाम में
Now, both officers belong to the same squadron operating Su-30 MKIs from Jorhat. The IAF's official statement captured the nation's sorrow. IAF acknowledges the loss of squadron leader Anuj and Flight Lieutenant Purvesh Duragkar, who sustained fatal injuries in the Su-30 crash. All personnel of the IAF express sincere condolences and stand firmly with the bereaved families in this time of grief. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh expressed deep personal sorrow, offering condolences and saluting their courage. These two officers embodied the IAF motto, "Touch the sky with glory," and their sacrifice reminds us of the silent risks taken daily to keep our skies secure. While the Su-30 MKI has had a strong safety record overall, with most past incidents resulting in safe ejections, every loss is thoroughly studied to enhance training and maintenance. The fleet continues to be India's strategic deterrent, and this incident, though painful, will only strengthen future protocols. Investigations will reveal the full story in due course, and the IAF will ensure every possible lesson is learned to safeguard those who fly tomorrow. Today, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of Squadron Leader Anuj and Flight Lieutenant Purvesh. They gave their today so India can touch the sky with glory tomorrow. Joining us right now on the podcast is Wing Commander Bharat Bhushan Soni, former IAF officer. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to NewsX and for taking out your time. We appreciate it. Sir, obviously a very tragic incident. How are you looking at it?
It's a really safe aircraft actually, and almost 600 aircraft are in service today in the world, mostly in India and the Russian Air Force, and relatively new if you compare to other aircraft that we have, about 20 plus years service in the IAF, and a multi-role aircraft with a lot of potential to carry enough weapon load, and of course the heart goes out to the aircrew who were practicing, training, and to do their duty. But then sometimes things go out of control, we really don't know. And as you just mentioned, it will take a while for us to know where the problem was. It could be technical failure, it could be something that we didn't know. And very difficult to say whether the terrain, and particularly they are doing night flying, as you said. So it is something that it's sad actually to lose well-trained aircrew. And the aircraft losses, of course, it's a part of the game that goes on in the service, that every one of us continuously practices to, as we say in the service, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So the more you practice, the less the chances that you will have problems while actually operating. So that's how it is, and it's a sad thing to see. But then this is taken as part of our, Fauji life actually.
Absolutely, sir. And we've also lost the lives of those two brave hearts. And we are obviously getting to know how accomplished they were. They have participated in Operation Sindoor as well. And unfortunately, we had to lose them.
The aircraft itself is a multi-role, very utility kind of stuff. It can do the ground attack, it can do the air defense, it can do long-range attacks, and it had many ports for various kind of weaponry that. And the HAL is now, by and large, doing about 70% of the content manufactured that is done in India. Parts come from indigenous sources, but the production line is very limited, 12 aircraft per year, if I'm not wrong. And but then this is sad, but part of it. We have to accept and move on.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to NewsX. With that, we are wrapping up this segment.